Hi wine friends, and happy Wine Wednesday. If you are new to the channel, I'm Allie from A Glass After Work. Thanks for joining. Today I'm actually going to share two things with you. One is a bottle of red wine that I want to taste with you, and the other is a product that I actually received as a sample. The product is called The Wave. It is the creation of a father and son team, David and Derek Meadows. And the idea behind the Wave is that it acts as both a wine filter and a wine aerator. Now, what it filters out are the histamines and sulfites in the wine. And the reason why they did this is to help people who say that they have reactions to wines. Now, on my own little soapbox here for a minute, it is a pet peeve of mine when people say that they have the reactions to the sulfites in red wine and that's what gives them headaches in the morning after they've had even just one glass of red wine. The reason why this is a pet peeve of mine is because if you have trouble with red wine but you drink white wine, then it's not the sulfites. White wine has more sulfites than red wine. So that leads me to believe that it's a different problem. I will also say there are a lot of other foods that have significantly more sulfites than red wine. So again, I tend to think it's not the sulfites. This is what everybody keeps blaming it on. I will give David and Derek credit. They decided that they were going to filter out both sulfites and histamines. Histamines very likely are what's giving you the problem. What I'm talking about is like, be headaches, it could be, and I'm not talking your hangover, I drank, a whole bottle of wine myself headache. I'm saying literally like you had a glass of wine and you have a headache. It could be that you get very, very flushed in the face. There's a bunch of kind of those types of symptoms. I'm sure you're familiar with allergies. So it can happen with wine too. So the idea behind the Wave is to allow people who have allergies to be able to enjoy the wine, which is great. So why don't we take a quick look at the wine itself. And as you can see, this is called Yogev. It's from the Binyamina Winery in Galilee, Israel, in the Galilee region of Israel. And this wine is a blend of 80% Cabernet Sauvignon and 20% Petit Verdot. If you want to know a little bit more about the other wines that I bought, when I bought this, I bought them all in my Passover wine haul back in the spring when I made a big purchase from KosherWine.com. This wine was $15. So first, why don't we just take a quick taste without using the Wave. And we'll give a quick look. All right, so, it's kind of what you expect, right? It's a dark, I would say a dark ruby. It looks pretty clear. On the nose, actually, there's a lot of alcohol. I think it could use a little bit of variation, which we'll get a chance to do in a minute. So on the nose, I'm definitely getting some blackberries, some cedar. There's actually a little bit of like eucalyptus too, some kind of herbs going on in there. All right, why don't we give it a taste? Cheers. So, this wine's got some structure to it, some pretty good tannins, and I would say it's kind of on the medium to full-bodied scale. It is a little high in acid, and I think that would make it really nice to pair with some chicken or some hard cheeses, that sort of thing. You could probably get away with putting it with some burgers, maybe even a meat sauce, especially because of the acid, like a meaty tomato sauce. I wouldn't want to go super, super heavy like pot roast with this though. It's not, I don't think it's a heavy enough wine for that. Definitely some of the blackberries, there's a little more of that cedar, that type of earthy note to it. Yeah, I think it's really good. So why don't we take a look at the wave? Here's a little close-up. My box clearly got a little squished. But here's a close-up of the wave, which is the wine filter and aerator. And it comes in a cute little box. Let me take it out. And let's see what we've got in here. Ooh. All right, so we've got this kind of spout part, and then we've got some instructions, which is very helpful. So basically, we're going to take the spout part, they call this part the stem, stick the air tube in here, and now it's supposed to fit snugly, and so you twist it to stick it in there. And there's a little line right here so that you know that it is in there properly. And now we're just going to take it and we're going to put it in the bottle. And then it says that you tilt the bottle to pour and allow several seconds for the wine to flow. All right, so it's kind of like the soiree where you're gonna squeeze it on in here, turn it a little bit. All right, now we'll pour it into this other glass. I'm gonna tilt it. It's gonna take a few seconds for it to, oh, and there it goes. All right, so it comes nicely out of the spout. Ooh, I will say, got some dribble. I don't know if you could see that, but there's a little hole here, and so I got some dribble down the side of the wine, which is not great, but okay. That could be user error and not the wave error. And so let's take a look at this. All right, so our color looks about the same. It's definitely got some aeration in it. It's toned down that alcohol, the heavier alcohol. There's definitely more of the kind of wood type characteristics. Not that you're still not getting the blackberries in there. I'm definitely still getting the fruit notes, but it feels a little more integrated now. All right, let's take a taste. Cheers. So yeah, this is definitely giving it a nice little bit of aeration. It's exactly what I like to see in a bottle aerator. Smooths things out a little bit. It's not the same thing as decanting a wine, but this isn't a wine that needs to be decanted. It probably does need to be run through an aerator though, so it's nice and smooth. Still getting those good berry characteristics mixed in a little bit with some of the herbaceous notes and with the woody notes. So I'm not someone who gets headaches from red wine or white wine, so I can't speak to whether or not the wave works well in terms of filtering, but I will say that it does work really well in terms of aeration. These little boxes are all single use, so it's great if you're traveling, if you're going to a friend's house and you want to be able to take this with you so that you know you can be able to drink some wine. This is definitely a nice way to go. And I will say the PR company was super generous and they gave me 4 of the single use of the waves to give away. So, yeah. As you can see, I've got 4 of them, yay! Which means I would love to hear from you. I'm going to put details for a giveaway down in the description box below. Obviously, for me, one of the big things is I would love for you to subscribe. So that is going to be part of the giveaway. You'll need to subscribe to the channel in order to be able to be entered. And then beyond that, there are a couple of other ways to get more entries. So hopefully you will do that. The contest will go on for 2 weeks. And so I will close everything out on October 10th at midnight on Eastern time. And then Within a week, I will email you if you won. So we've obviously got 4, so you have a chance to win one of these 4. I will email you if you won. If I don't hear back from you though in 48 hours saying that you still want it, I am going to have to go on to pick another winner. All winners will be picked randomly. So really your chances of winning simply depend on how many people actually enter the contest itself. If you have any questions about the contest, definitely let me know in the comments below. I'm happy to answer any of them. And so for the question of the day, I would love to know whether this is the type of thing that would be useful for you. Do you get headaches from wine that are not from overconsumption, but do you have sort of a reaction to either the sulfites or the histamines, and would having a filter like this be useful for you? And with that, I think that is everything I have. And so thank you to the PR company for giving me some items to give away to you guys and for sending me this sample of the wave. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate those. And if you aren't already a subscriber, you can do that by hitting the caricature right there or clicking on the button below. But don't forget to also click on the bell so that you get notified when I upload a new video, which is going to be every Wine Wednesday. And if you're looking for a recommendation, you can find one right there. Thanks for joining me. Cheers.